Jeopardy! Viewers have called out Ken Jennings for accepting an illegible response that was impossible to read before Rishabh scored his second win. Due to the difficulty of the audience being able to make out what the handwritten final Jeopardy! Answer said, many are demanding the show change to a keyboard for the iconic segment. On Wednesday night's game, Rishabh, who has already become a season 41 fan favorite following yesterday's dominating debut, seemed eager to continue his winning streak. The Illinois native, who is currently a sophomore at the University of Pennsylvania, played against Jay Eversman, an environmental attorney from St. Louis, Missouri, and Rachel Cassidy, an associate professor from Providence, Rhode Island. Rishabh tried making aggressive wagers early, which cost him $1,000 when he incorrectly answered the first daily double. He picked up momentum though and gained the lead back, having $3,000 by the time of the first break. Jay and Rachel were tied in second place with $1,400 each. Rachel began to pick up the pace and added $2,000 to her score when she correctly answered the second daily double under the category The Book Nook. Her quick thinking brought her total to $10,100 heading into Final Jeopardy! Just $300 behind Rishabh, who had accumulated $10,400 and had to be smart with his wager for a chance to win. Meanwhile, Jay was far behind with a total of $4,800 going into the last round. Host Ken Jennings read out the clue for Final Jeopardy! Under the category College Towns. 2 schools in the Southeastern Conference are located in cities with this same name but in different states, he read. Rishabh and Rachel were both ruled to be right after writing what is Columbia, and he added $9,801 to win with $20,201 for a 2-day total of $42,402. After Rachel failed to wager enough when she found the second daily double, she could have taken the lead and likely would have won the game. However, many viewers can't help but call out Ken for accepting Rishabh's answer that they claim was completely illegible. The contestant appeared to be nervous and rushing, so quickly jotted down his answer, which read more like Dumlak than actual Columbia. Still, Ken and the judges the show uses to determine any discrepancies decided to take the 2-day champ's answer, leaving mixed reactions from fans. Watcha say? Man, I just do not know if that said Columbia. I guess if it's good enough for Ken though, one person suggested. Another agreed, writing, it's very messy, Dumlak, but all the necessary strokes for Columbia are there as far as I can tell. Also, it's not up to Ken. The judges can see what each contestant is writing in real time, and they make the ruling. It's beyond time for contestants to have a keyboard for FJ, a third demanded, referencing the current tradition of the last answer being handwritten and timed. While one more said, my ruling was that his response was illegible. Apparently my rulings have very little influence. Due to Rachel missing out on a win by the slightest margin, she grew a fan base that hopes to have her back with the franchise in the future. Strong showing for Rachel. She'd make a good addition whenever they do another second chance tournament, an admirer wrote. After winning his first game, Rishabh won over much of the audience with his intelligence and charming personality. Rishabh is the smartest, and my favorite, player of season 41, an excited viewer said with a heart emoji. The college student is no stranger to trivia, as he has a long resume competing in national academic quiz tournaments. As the iconic theme music of Jeopardy! Faded into the background, a collective gasp echoed through the studio audience. Rishabh Wuppalapati, a computer science graduate with a penchant for trivia, had just emerged victorious in a nail-biting final round, answering the last clue in style. Yet, his triumph was soon overshadowed by a brewing controversy that had the fanbase buzzing with outrage. The episode had started like any other, with contestants vying for their share of the cash prize while displaying their impressive knowledge across various categories. Wuppalapati had been steady throughout the game, but the real drama unfolded during the final Jeopardy! Round. The clue was a challenging one, testing the contestants on their knowledge of American literature. As the clock ticked down, Wuppalapati scribbled his response, but when host Ken Jennings read it aloud, a wave of confusion swept through the audience. Jennings hesitated, then remarked, "We'll accept that, before revealing Wuppalapati's answer, though many in the audience and at home could barely decipher the handwriting. As the episode concluded, fans took to social media to express their disbelief and frustration. The hashtags #Jeopardy controversy and #change the rules trended on Twitter, as loyal viewers dissected the moment. Fans voiced their discontent over Jennings' decision to accept what they deemed an illegible response. The community was torn. Some felt that clarity was paramount in a quiz show that prided itself on precision, while others defended Wuppalapati's win as a testament to his knowledge and quick thinking. One prominent fan tweeted, "If we can't read the response, how can we be sure it's right? Jeopardy needs stricter rules about handwriting." Others chimed in with similar sentiments, with many calling for a more rigorous standard for responses, especially during high-stakes rounds like Final Jeopardy! Jennings, who had taken on the hosting mantle with reverence for the show's legacy, found himself at the center of this storm. While many praised his handling of the show, the backlash over the controversial call put him in a difficult position. As a former champion, he understood the pressure contestants faced but also recognized the importance of maintaining the show's integrity. In an interview the following day, Jennings acknowledged the backlash. "I see the concern from fans," he stated. "The nature of trivia is that every detail counts, and I want to ensure that we maintain that standard. I'll be discussing this with the producers moving forward." Meanwhile, Wuppalapati basked in the glory of his win but couldn't ignore the controversy surrounding it. He took to Instagram, where he expressed gratitude for the support he received, but he also acknowledged the validity of the concerns raised by fans. "I appreciate everyone's passion for the game," he wrote. "While I stand by my response, I understand why clarity matters. It's a game we all love, and I'm here for the spirit of competition." However, the conversation continued to unfold. As discussions around the event gained traction, several former contestants weighed in. Some echoed Jennings' sentiments about the pressure of live television and the occasional need for leniency. Others, like Julia Collins, a record-holding champion, argued for clearer guidelines to prevent similar situations in the future. The growing discontent among fans led to a petition circulating online, demanding changes to the rules surrounding contestant responses. The petition called for a standardized format for answers, requiring responses to be printed or typed to ensure legibility and prevent ambiguity.